All right, this is Ralph with another stream of consciousness. And I like to keep these things more spiritually grounded. So in tonight's stream, I'm going to be talking about cultivating a mindset of abundance. And this is a little mental hack that we all can do to help us to attract wealth into our lives rather than push it away. And a lot of people, they have the mindset of lack rather than the mindset of abundance. And they have the mindset of scarcity rather than the mindset of abundance. And so, what they do in their lives, they tend to push abundance away rather than attract it in. And I've seen people with a mindset of scarcity and a mindset of lack. I've seen them become reasonably successful, but not wildly successful. And a lot of that can be attributed to their mindset. See, I've known people whose goal was to become a millionaire, and they wanted to become like a millionaire by the time they were 30. And they didn't achieve that. And so then they would go back and like fall back 5 yards and punt. And they would say, okay, I want to become a millionaire by the time I'm 50. And they wouldn't achieve that. And then they would say, okay, I'm going to become a millionaire before I retire. And then they get to retirement age and they haven't gotten it yet. They're high six-figure earners, but they didn't take the next step to becoming a millionaire. And then they think, okay, screw this. I'm retiring. I'm giving up. And they throw in the towel. Why is it that that person could become a six-figure earner, but then stall out when it comes to becoming a seven-figure earner or an eight-figure earner or even a nine-figure earner? I think Napoleon Hill hits the nail right on the head when he says the only limits are in your mind and in your imagination, and I would add, in your mindset. See, a lot of people, they think we have barriers in the mind. We have glass ceilings that are in our freaking brains. And we hit that glass ceiling. We don't realize it's there. And we don't realize that this is a glass ceiling that we have imposed upon ourselves because of our mindset. And when we hit that glass ceiling, we think, oh my God, I can't progress any further because it's impossible. I can't progress any further because society won't let me progress. I can't progress any further because, yes, fill in the blank. Make up your own excuse, fill in the blank. According to Napoleon Hill, the only limits are in your mind and in your imagination. Now, you may be thinking, who is this guy? Who is this guy preaching to me? Well, yeah, I'm an old preacher. So naturally, that's what I do. Honestly, yeah, I'm retired. I'm not really retired. I'm never going to retire, but I no longer do pulpit ministry. I'm not a six-figure earner. I'm a five-figure earner, but I am developing the mindset to become a six-figure earner. And then once I hit that, I want to go. I want to go all the way. I've seen people in my family, okay, that they decided they wanted to become a seven-figure earner. They never made it, but they wanted to retire. And they quit. They gave up. They hit that six-figure level. But they could have hit the seven-figure level, I believe, if they had just been open to looking at the right markets at the right time and working it. But I mean, the mindset held them back. You know, one guy I know thought that everything that you see online was a scam. And the only way to really work and to produce a living was by using your back, manual labor, throwing stuff around, using a mop, using your brain. Sorry, that's not an option. We don't do that around here. We use our back. We believe in the dignity and sanctity of manual labor. Hallelujah. And yeah, there is dignity to manual labor. I don't want to take that away from anybody. But sooner or later, you get to the point in life that you just run out of steam physically. Your teeth begin to go. Your back begins to go. Your muscles begin to ache. You get to the point where when you're pushing 62, 65, in your 70s, you can't be throwing 100-pound bags of feed around the place like you used to when you were 20. I mean, time catches up with you. But if you still got a brain, if you still got an imagination, you can make that work for you even when your back is given out. If you've got creative imagination and you're not afraid to use it, and you want to find ways to apply it, you can make things work for you as long as you have a mindset of abundance. And that's what I'm thinking in my life. I mean, I used to have that same attitude. Everything you see online is a scam. All the people pushing these opportunities online, they're scammers. The only way to earn a living is by doing it the old-fashioned way, getting out there and working hard and saving money. And I used to believe all that stuff. I was raised with that mindset. And then when I got into my mid-50s, my back began to give out, began to get to the point where I could no longer really do the heavy lifting because of all the abuse I'd put my body through. I won't get into all that right now, but yeah, years of alcoholism, years of just physical neglect, physical abuse that I put myself through. And I began to realize, my body is beginning to wear out, but there must be a God because I've still got something left of a brain. So maybe it's time that I gave my body a break and started using my brain. And you know what I'm finding out? I'm finding out now from personal experience that yeah, I don't have to beat myself up to make a living. I can use my brain and use my mind and use my creative imagination to start finding ways of earning money online and in other ways too, in other industries. You can do it through investments. You can do it through real estate. You can do it through a number of different ways. I like the online method. I like affiliate marketing and network marketing. Those are the two ways that I like to build income now and do it online because that's my thing. But there are other ways to do it. So yeah, just if you want to create a mindset of abundance, cultivate a mindset of abundance, just be a good possibility thinker. Leave your mind open to multiple different ways and don't think in terms of scarcity and lack. Instead, just think in terms of what is possible. What can we do? How can we make things happen? Robert Kiyosaki, he is a guy that gives a lot of great advice. I disagree with him on some levels, but I definitely agree with him on this, that we should be looking at life and be thinking in terms of how can I do something rather than thinking in terms of I can't do something. Poor people, they will look at something and they'll say, I can't afford it. Rich people will look at something and they'll think, how can I afford this? An example that just kind of popped into my mind and then popped out again, but Robert Kiyosaki in his books on creating a mindset of abundance, he hits upon this. It's like, do I look at the world and think in terms of I can't afford this? Or do I look at the world and think in terms of how can I afford this? And when you're thinking in terms of that, then you are going to be attracting abundance into your life rather than pushing it away. When you look at everything online and you think, okay, I can't afford this, or this is probably a scam, so I'm not even going to waste my time looking into it, what are you doing? Are you attracting abundance into your life, or are you pushing it away? And if you have the mindset that everything is a scam except this, that is a very self limiting attitude. But if you have the mindset that there are a lot of different ways of earning money, both on and offline, and I just have to find the one that works for me, you'll find the world opens up for you. And you need to be focusing on ways that you can earn a living and build abundance that work for you rather than be thinking in terms of, oh, this is a scam or that is a scam. Because, yeah, there are a lot of scams out there, but there are also a lot of very good offers out there. And sometimes we look at something, we don't like it, and we don't like it because it just doesn't fit our personality, just doesn't fit me, as a person. But a lot of times we'll look at something and we'll say, oh, that's a scam because you don't like it. Well, is it really a scam? This is why I don't like that whole scam buster type attitude that you see with a lot of people online. Is it really a scam? Or does it just not fit your personality? Maybe it's just not your cup of tea. Because I've seen a lot of people out there working these other things that other people call scams. And they're working it with the right mindset. And some of them, yeah, they do market it in a scammy way. Other people, they're taking the same thing, they're marketing it honorably, not doing the whole scammy promotion thing, and they're making money with it. Why? Well, because, it's something that resonates with them. And they have a mindset of abundance that they operate from, and that shows forth in their marketing practices. So, one way that we can cultivate a mindset of abundance is just get out of this whole nasty habit, I believe, of calling everything that we don't like a scam. Yeah, there are some scams out there, but there are also a lot of very good things out there that will work for the right person with the right mindset. An example of this, real estate. I know people that make a lot of money in real estate. I know a lot of people that have lost a lot of money in real estate. And does that mean that real estate is a scam? No. It just means that real estate can be a very tricky market. You can win a lot of money in it. You can lose a lot of money in it. But you need to get into it with the right attitude, with the right mindset, and the right mental tools to know all the angles, all the ins and outs. And yeah, by just looking at things with eyes wide open rather than eyes that are prejudiced, then you can be getting into things that maybe to other people might not seem that lucrative, but you can turn it into something very lucrative, and you can do it in an honorable way. So yeah, some people say, oh, real estate's a scam. I wouldn't touch real estate with a 10-foot pole. And other people get into it. They love it. They make a few wins. Sometimes they lose their shirt, but they love it and they just look for ways. They learn from their mistakes and they just keep on keeping on and they just keep on going. And so, yeah, one way that you can really cultivate a mindset of abundance is to get that whole idea of scarcity, lack, and scam out of your head. Yes, there are scams in the world. There is real scarcity in the world. But if that's all you focus on, what are you going to be attracting into your life? Are you going to be attracting, abundance into your life? Or are you going to be attracting scarcity and lack and scams into your life? If your whole focus is on scarcity, lack, and scams, guess what? Those are the offers you're going to be that are tending to be that you're going to tend to attract into your life. Offers that are full of scarcity, lack, and scamming. And so, if you keep a mindset of abundance, you can actually uh, open up your mindset to where you are attracting abundance into your life rather than pushing it away. One example from my own life and how this worked is once I was shopping with my wife, and our budget was very tight. I mean, we were extremely low budget at that time. And we were shopping and we were going through the grocery store. And she was seeing all these really great products, all this really great stuff. And she was buying this and buying that and putting it into the shopping cart. And I was thinking with my wallet, I knew, okay, we've only got 2 years ago, $100 worth. But I was thinking with a mindset of scarcity and lack. And she was thinking with the mindset of, oh, look at all this cool stuff. Look at all this high quality stuff. We need to get this. We need to get that. And finally, she picked up a bottle of, what was it? It was sunflower seed oil, a big gallon bottle of sunflower seed oil. And I was thinking at that time, oh my God, we need to get the really cheap vegetable oil and only get a pint. But she picked up this big gallon jar of sunflower seed oil, put it in the cart, and something inside me snapped. And just right there in the middle of that grocery store, I said, honey, we can't afford this. And she just looked at me like, I hate to compare her to a puppy, but it's like a whipped puppy. Like I just hit her on the nose with a rolled up piece of newspaper. And it was just that same expression. And she just got all dejected and she picked up the sunflower seed oil. She put it back on the shelf. And then she went back to the cart and she started taking a lot of the other stuff that she had picked out. She started putting that back away onto the shelves too. And I was shocked. And I said, what are you doing? And she said, well, if we can't afford the sunflower seed oil, I figure we can't afford this other stuff either. And she just put half the stuff in our cart away. We spent half of the time in that grocery store putting stuff into the cart. The other half of the time we spent putting that stuff away. And how did I feel? I felt like a real cad, a real heel. And I began to realize, okay, this is not prosperity thinking that I'm engaging in. This was negative poverty thinking. Because, when we finally got to the checkout stand, we spent half the money I had in my billfold. We could have afforded a lot of that other stuff. But I walked into that grocery store with a mindset of poverty thinking we can't afford this. My wife was engaging in abundance thinking. She was thinking, how can I afford this? And it's like my poverty thinking got the better of me and it got the better of her because I was the one that in the middle of the grocery store just said, look, we can't afford this. And that's the wrong mindset. Robert Kiyosaki spells this out beautifully. He says, poor people think I can't afford this. That was me in the middle of that grocery store. Rich people think, how can I afford this? This was the thinking of my wife. She had never really heard Robert Kiyosaki before. She had never read the book, Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But man, she was tuned into that lesson. She knew it intuitively. I didn't. I had to be taught this. She was one of my teachers. So one big tip in cultivating a mindset of abundance is to just think in terms of possibility rather than in terms of this is impossible. Bruce Lee, one of his famous quotes, when you say that something is impossible, you have just made it impossible. But yeah, think in terms of how can I afford this? If you really want it, if you really think that this is something you want to bring into your life, then don't think in terms of, oh, we can't afford this. I was raised with that mindset. My mom, my dad, God love them, they're both gone now. But yeah, they raised me with that mindset. Oh, we can't afford this, or oh, you don't want this, you want this instead. And they steer me away from the higher price stuff over towards the lower price stuff using that. And a lot of times I would hear, we can't afford this. And I mean, I was raised in poverty. I mean, not really, dirt broke poverty. I mean, we were more of a lower middle class form of poverty, but I mean, we never progressed beyond that. And you know what? You want to know why we never progressed beyond that? Because we never learned how to develop a mindset of abundance, a mindset that says, not, I can't afford this, but a mindset that says, how can I afford this? And when you begin to engage in that form of thinking and cultivate a mindset of abundance by thinking, how can I afford this? What do I have to do? What do I have to be doing differently in my life to make this a possibility? Then you open the door to attracting abundance into your life. Another hack, and this is going to be the one that I'm going to be closing on, is surround yourself with people that have an abundance mentality. If you want to be a six-figure earner, surround yourself with 6 and 7-figure earners. This is something my mom and dad could never figure out. This was something I could never figure out until the internet age. The internet makes this so bloody simple. It's like my mom and dad, it's like they had the deck stacked against them. They were, 5-figure earners, low 5-figure earners. We thought we were middle class. Actually, we were working poor. But I mean, they didn't know how to really network with 6-figure earners and 7-figure earners. Yeah, sometimes they would come in and we would talk with them in the business that we ran, but we wouldn't really pal around with them. And dad would always have the mindset, okay, he got there in his life because he had the breaks. I didn't get all those breaks. So therefore, I'm stuck where I am at. And that was kind of like the subconscious mindset that he had because he was used to networking with poor people, broke people, people that were just scraping by, just getting by. And he accepted that. That was his lot in life. My mom accepted that. That was her lot in life. I accepted that to a certain point, and then I began to network with 6-figure earners and 7-figure earners online, and I began to get that mindset of lack, that mindset of poverty challenged. And now I've learned in my own life to begin to cultivate a mindset of abundance. And the one hack that I use in doing that is online, in online forums. When I watch online videos, I listen to 6, 7, and 8-figure earners who were, 5-figure earners and less. People who were homeless, dirt poor, drug dealers, who finally figured out a way to earn 7 and 8 figures and to do it honorably, not illegally. And I learned from these people. I've learned online. It is so easy. You can surround yourself with these people, positive mindset, possibility thinkers that will teach you their mental hacks to learning how to become, a 6-figure earner, a 7-figure earner, an 8-figure earner. And when you surround yourself with that kind of energy, That is the kind of mindset that you are going to be attracting into your brain and into your heart and into your life. You know, a lot of people say we think with our brains, other people feel with their hearts. There's actually some research now that suggests there is a brain in our heart and in our belly. There is a some sort of a consciousness that lives in our heart and in our belly. And when we integrate them, mind, heart, belly, we can open up the door to a lot of wider possibilities in the world. And that's a mental hack that I'm learning. And you know where I picked this up from? From seven-figure earners that I see online. You know, a lot of these people are into this new age stuff, what I used to call that new age mumbo jumbo. People like, Bob Proctor, God rest his soul, great man, learning a lot from him, even though he's passed. A lot of his stuff is preserved online. Great teacher, great man. Used to think he was just old new age mumbo jumbo. And you know what? I'm learning there's a lot of truth in the stuff that he taught. And now, even though he's gone, finding a lot of his stuff online, thinking about using him as one of my invisible counselors, using the invisible counselor technique. That's something we'll get more into in later podcasts, later live streams. But no, surround yourself with positive people, folks that are living. And if they live nearby, see if you can pal around with them. See if you can network with them in some way. If you can't do that in the real world, online world, there's a whole universe of possibilities by networking with people online. Become Facebook friends, network in groups with a lot of these people, and make sure, watch their YouTube videos, watch their other videos, and make sure that you're spending a good chunk of your learning time each day. If you like to entertain yourself by watching YouTube videos, don't be watching YouTube videos that are being produced by people with a broke mindset that think in terms of lack and poverty. Watch YouTube videos by people that are, people that believe in building themselves up, and people that are, 6, 7, and 8-figure earners. They are out there. And with the internet, they are so easy to find these days. And just fill your brain with that kind of stuff. And slowly, once you start letting it into your brain, it'll start to drip down into your heart and start to drip down into your belly. And all three of your minds, your brain, your heart, and your belly, you get all three of these minds in sync, things will begin to happen. But yeah, to cultivate a mindset of abundance, begin surrounding yourself with people who think in terms of abundance rather than people who think in terms of lack. And see if your life doesn't start to turn around. This is the one hack I learned from Bob Proctor. He said he was just, he considered himself low IQ. To me, listening to the man, I think he's a bloody genius. But he considered himself low IQ. And he was a low earner for a long time. But he would hang out with 7-figure earners and other people like that. And he would just try to be of service to them. He would say, okay, what do you need? If you need somebody to show you around town, I'll be your chauffeur. I'll drive you around town in my car. And he would just try to be of service to wealthy-minded people. And he would spend as much time as he could around these people, just hoping that some of that wisdom would rub off on him. And I mean, that's the biggest tip that I think you can gain, is by networking with people who have a good mindset for abundance and are good, strong earners. If you are a low 5-figure earner, you want to learn how to earn a higher 5-figure income, start networking with better 5-figure earners. If you're a 5-figure earner who wants to figure out how to become a 6-figure earner, don't take advice from some guy at the bar that his wife has left him and his car just got repossessed. Network with six-figure earners. If you want to figure out how to become a seven-figure earner, network with 7 and 8-figure earners. And the internet world, the online world, makes this so easy. And anybody can do this. Just have to swallow your pride, start looking for these people online, and then start figuring out, okay, what can I do to get into this person's forum? You know, can I join their Facebook group? Can I just watch their YouTube videos? Can I get into their organizations? You know, what do I have to do to start networking with these people? And the more that you surround yourself with high earning people, the more you will begin to see your own mindset of lack and poverty become more and more diminished, and your mindset of abundance begin to take root, begin to grow, begin to flourish. So, yeah, that's probably one of the biggest tips for cultivating a mindset of abundance right there, is to just surround yourself as much as possible with people who have a mindset of abundance and folks who are growing a mindset of abundance, and listen and learn from these people. And the internet makes this so easy these days. It's almost like a choice. When I was growing up, we didn't have many choices. It's like we lived in a poor part of town. We worked in a lower class business. We were surrounded with lower class people. And it was like, you know, it was harder to reach out to wealthy people and network with them. Now, with the whole online experience, this is so easy. You can see them on Facebook. You can see them on YouTube. Connect with them on X, the X platform. I almost said Twitter. You can find them in many different places, and you can network with them. And you know, sometimes they'll exclude you. It's like Patrick Bet David. I tried joining his Facebook group. Turns out I'm not a high enough achiever yet to get into that group. But you know what? I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I admire the man. He's looking for more, you know, $1 million earners. I'm not a $1 million earner yet. But you know what? I'm not closing that door. I'm going to get into that group eventually. May not be today, may not be tomorrow, may not be next month, but I've got the mindset of abundance that says, you're not keeping me out of that group just because I'm a 5-figure earner. I'm going to get there. If I got to become a 6-figure earner to get into that group, I'm going to do it. Because, yeah, I've got my sights set high. A lot of people my age, I'm going on 62. A lot of folks my age, they're thinking in terms of giving up. They're thinking in terms of retiring. I'm not. I've seen what retirement can do to people. I've seen people that retire. They sit in the chair. They watch TV. And it's like a race to death. They're waiting for the Grim Reaper to come through that door and say, come on, buddy. I'm going to take you to the netherworld. And it's like they're just waiting to die because they no longer have something to live for. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to sit in the chair and wait for death to come and claim me. I want to be so busy living that I got no time to die. It's a little hack I learned from Bob Dylan. Be so busy being born that you don't have time to be dying. The exact quote was, I forget what the exact quote was, but the general gist of it is be so busy living that, you know, some people are busy living, being born, other people are busy dying, I think was the general gist of that Bob Dylan quote. And I think there's a lot of genius in that quote, even though I can't remember it exactly. But yeah, be so busy being born, you've got no time to die. Words to live by. And me at the age of going on 62, going to be 62 in October the 20th, if anybody wants to send flowers. But yeah, October 20th is my birthday, going to be 62. My life isn't over. Some people in my neighborhood, They hit the age of 62. They think, I get to retire now. I'm going to retire. I'm going to sit back in my chair. I'm going to drink beer and I'm going to bitch about the neighbors. Glory, hallelujah. And that's what they do. They sit in that chair. They drink themselves into oblivion and they just give up on life. They begin to get that pot belly, that beer belly. They begin that mental decline. And a few years later, the Grim Reaper comes knocking on the door and saying, okay, buddy, your number's up. It's your time to go now. Come on, let's go. We lost a neighbor not too long ago. Had that mindset. He was a hard worker. He's a good worker. He was also a functional alcoholic for most of his life. And he worked until he was about 70. He resisted retirement as long as he could. Why? Because he loved his job. And I think maybe another reason why is because intuitively he knew what he would do with his retirement once he retired. He knew that he would sit in the chair, drink his beer, drink his whiskey, and just drink himself to death. And sadly, that's what happened. That's what happened. He retired himself to death. And you may not be drinking beer, you may not be drinking whiskey, but a lot of people, they do the same thing in other ways. They just retire themselves to death. Now, I didn't mean to get into this rant. This is why I call this like Ralph's stream of consciousness. I end up going places maybe I shouldn't be going. But, you know, something in the ministerial business, we would say, the Lord just laid something upon my heart. Well, yeah, you're rambling again. But no, some people are like this. It's like they can't wait to retire. Now, some people may be looking forward to retirement. You may want to retire and just let a whole new chapter of your life open up. But I've seen people that retire, they just go to the chair, they don't have anything to keep them busy, and they just go to hell in a handbasket, and they end up retiring themselves to death. If you do retire, if you are of the mindset that you want to retire, don't just find something in life to keep you busy. Find another vocation that you can dedicate your life to. If you're a recovering alcoholic and you retire, maybe you can devote the rest of your time to AA. If you are a business person, you want to retire, maybe you can dedicate the remaining years of your life to helping mentor other people in businesses. Maybe you can do this as a sideline. Maybe you can do this as a way to earn part-time income. But find something more than just something to keep yourself busy with. Find something that will give yourself a reason for living each and every day, a reason for getting out of bed and living life to the full. Because I've seen this in my family, my mom and dad. They retired. They retired for a few years. They had a hobby that kept them busy. They went from running a shoe repair shop to running a flea market. And they had multiple flea markets, and they really got into it. And man, they were loving it so much. They were actually losing money in the flea markets, but they were having such a great time running the flea markets, they didn't care. I mean, they made just enough money in some instances to break even, and so that's what they did. But then they got to the point they no longer wanted to do that. They went to the chair. They began to just sit, drink, bitch about the world, and then their mind began to slip. The whole cognitive decline began to sink in. They began to lose energy, and it was a race to death that they got themselves into. And within a few years, I mean, the decline was just scary. It was just dead scary. And I mean, yeah, they went from happy, vibrant people with a good part-time hobby that kept them busy, kept them going, gave them a reason to get out of bed. They went from being real go-getters to just sitting in the chair, watching TV, drinking their tonics, and complaining about the world. And that's all they had going for them. Just bitching and complaining, and the mental decline just began to sink in from there. And they went from bad to worse to currently pushing up the daisies. And man, it's sad. But I mean, we see that replay in the lives of so many other people. I don't want to be that way. I want to be a man with a mission. Or you can be a gal with a mission. Have a mission. Have a purpose in life. And just let that purpose drive you in your life. And have a mindset of abundance. A mindset of purpose. Rather than a mindset of lack, of scarcity, and a mindset that says, okay, this is the end of the road for me. I'm just going to sit here and die. I knew an old lady, God rest her soul, an old lady I used to do ministry with. And she was a millionaire, an undercover millionaire. She and her husband had made their millions working for Procter & Gamble back in the good old days, back when good old-fashioned hard work for a good company could really earn you like a 7-figure income. And they were millionaires. They earned their money, they invested their money, and they kept themselves busy doing church work, being out there, being of service to other people. And I mean, they were a real joy to be around. But then something happened. This lady lost her husband. It was just her. She lost her children. It was just her. I mean, it was kind of a sad ending for her because, her 2 daughters died. Her husband died. It was just her. She had a stroke. And the other people around her, they put her in the nursing home. And at that point, she gave up. And I saw her in the nursing home, down there visiting my own mom and dad when they were in the nursing home. And she was just sad. She was a broken woman. She was not the same vibrant lady that I knew from church when I was a minister. She was just a broken old lady. And she looked at me and she said, Ralph, this is my last stop. I know this is my last stop. And words that just chilled me to the bone. I'm just sitting here waiting to die. And that was her attitude. Nothing left to live for. I'm just waiting to die. If that's the mindset you have, my advice is to snap out of it. Find a purpose to your life. Find a reason to live and let that reason fill you. Find a way that you can be of service to other people, no matter where you are. We all can be of service to other people. We all can visit with other people. Shut-ins, people in nursing homes visiting other people in the same nursing home. I knew another old lady, a real crackerjack. She would be running around that nursing home in her wheelchair. She was in that nursing home because she could no longer take care of herself. But my God, she was like, she had a mission. She was going door to door in that nursing home, telling everybody about how great life was. And other people were in that same nursing home saying to themselves, there's that crazy old coot, that crazy old lady talking about how great life is. And she's stuck in this same damn nursing home that I'm in. And I'm just sitting here waiting to die. And God, I just wish the Grim Reaper would come take me now. But you see the difference in mindset. She had a mindset of life, a mindset of abundance. And even though everybody else thought she had one foot in the grave, she was still tooling around that nursing home in that wheelchair, telling everybody how great life was, because that's what she honestly believed. And man, she was a real crackerjack. I think she finally died. She was 100 and something when she died. And she was out there ministering to people in their 80s, telling them, don't give up on life. This is so good. God didn't put you here just to suffer. God put you here for a bloody reason. Know that. Live it. And some people were encouraged by that mindset. And they would say, oh yeah, okay, I need to find my purpose in life. I'm 82, but it's not too late. I need to find my purpose in life. And she was wheeling around that nursing home in that wheelchair, talking to other people, a 98-year-old woman telling people how great life was, you know, and man, she was amazing. She was amazing. And she made an impact on me. But I learned from her. Even if you're stuck in a wheelchair, even if you can't work, you can still have a ministry. You can still have a purpose in life. You can still inspire other people with your bloody example. And you can be a good example for other people in whatever way you can, in whatever way you choose. If you've still got a mindset of abundance, even if your body is old and broken and worn out, as long as you got a good positive mindset, you've got something you can contribute in this world. So don't go to the chair and give up. Go to the chair and think, how can I be of service to someone today? Don't just sit in front of TV and wait for the Grim Reaper to come and take you. Sit down, pray, meditate. Some people may not believe in God. That's your choice. I think we can all do meditation, whether we believe or not. Some of the Buddhist practitioners that I learned meditation from, they're atheists. They're also great human beings, positive human beings with a great mindset. But yeah, meditate, think, how can I, even a decrepit old person like me, how can I be of service to someone today? Do I have a ray of sunshine that I can give to other people? And even if you don't, I've known older people that really could really minister to other people just by saying, look, this is my mindset. I've had a terrible mindset my whole life. See where it got me. Kid, don't do what I did. I knew an old guy like that once too. He would say, look, I've been married 6 times and they all left me because I have a terrible mindset. Don't screw up the way I did, kid. Oh, God rest his soul. Can't even remember his name now, but a real crackerjack old guy. Lived up into his 90s. Went through 6 wives. Didn't outlive them. He just divorced them. They divorced him because he was such a cantankerous old guy to live with, even when he was young. But man, you can learn from anybody if you got the right attitude, if you got the right mindset. So yeah, cultivate a mindset of abundance, learn from everybody, but definitely surround yourself with the winners and let the winners inform you on what you should do. And then the I want to call them losers because that's the only word that pops into my mind, but I don't like saying that. But the people who aren't winners, I wouldn't exclude them from your life entirely, but keep them as examples of what not to do. And sometimes they will tell you, look, I screwed up. I made numerous mistakes in my first 70 years of life. Kid, don't be like me. Don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. Look what it did for me. And so, yeah, surround yourself with the winners. Make sure you got 5 top dogs that you can follow and spend a lot of time with. And then also don't exclude the losers either. I mean, keep them as examples of what not to do. And remember your past life too. I don't mean this in the ethereal, past lifetimes reincarnation type bit, but I do mean this in terms of the life that you had before you began to cultivate a positive mindset. Yeah, remember your past life. Remember your past pains. Remember what your past broken actions got you. Remember what your past broken mindset got you, and learn from your past mistakes. And then definitely surround yourself with 5 winners, 5 wealthy or wealthier people that you can surround yourself with either in the face-to-face world or online. And the internet makes this so bloody easy. I'm networking now with Ray Higdon. I've got Andrea Waltz. Yeah, Andrea Waltz Fenton, I think. Sorry, I'm butchering your name. Don't mean to, but yeah, Andrea Waltz. I'm connecting with not in a very close personal way yet, but I'm connecting with Grant Cardone. He's one of my influencers I like to follow online, and so many other people that I like to connect with. Robert Kiyosaki. I watch his stuff. I network with him, not in a business sense yet, but I watch what he puts up on Twitter, on Facebook, other venues, and comment on his stuff. I share some of his stuff. Kim Kiyosaki, same thing. She used to follow me at one point in time. The real Kim Kiyosaki. And I don't know, maybe I got too heavy into other stuff, but yeah, she followed me and then she dropped me, then she followed me, then she dropped me, then she followed me, and then she dropped me. If you're watching this, Kim, follow me on Twitter again, just for old time's sake. But yeah, you can network with all kinds of people online. Makes it so easy. You don't have to be in their personal network, but you can just see what they're posting. Learn their little bits and wisdom online. Watch their videos. Tune into their podcasts and spend a good chunk of every day just in mindset development, listening to these top performers and learn from them. Surround yourself with people who are just above you, maybe a step or two above you, and learn from their example, learn from their teaching. And again, the internet makes this so easy. It's not just for porn people. It's for everybody. You can learn positive self-development with this thing. It's a great tool. Use it and surround yourself with 5 top dogs, top guys, top gals, whatever. 5 major influencers that you want to grow up to be just like. And even if you're 65 or 70, you still have time to grow up. That's what I think. That's what I'm doing. I'm opening a new chapter in my life. When I turn 62, I'm not retiring. I'm opening a new chapter in my life, a new business that we're starting, that we're promoting, that we're getting going here, baby. And I'm going to keep right on going until the Grim Reaper finally knocks on my door. And he may have to drag me kicking and screaming, but I'm not going to go quietly. Not until I'm damned well good and ready. But yeah, when the Grim Reaper comes knocking on my door, I'm going to say, hey, wait a minute. I got to post a video. You can have me after I post this video, okay? I'm going to keep busy. More than just keeping busy, I'm opening a new chapter in my life. That's the way I want to be. That's the way I want to spend my golden years, living a golden life and attracting more gold with my mindset rather than repelling it and pushing it all away. Oh, I hope you found some value in this. This is a much longer stream of consciousness type thing than I normally do. But yeah, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and yeah, like, share, subscribe. And yeah, tune in. I think I'm going to take Labor Day off. We'll see. I don't know. But I may be here tomorrow. I don't know. I've got to do a lot of other video work, but this was so much fun doing it tonight. I may just do this again tomorrow and day after that, day after that, day after that. But yeah, do like, share, subscribe. Let me know if you found value in this. Also, leave me your thoughts on what we've rambled on about. Abundance, scarcity, lack, mindset, retirement. How do you, if you're a retired person watching this, what do you do in retirement to give your life meaning, give your life purpose? If your life no longer has meaning, no longer has purpose, can you find something that you can do to be of service to other people, to give your life purpose? Tell me that in the comments down below. And yes, just don't give up. Remember that old lady in the wheelchair running around the nursing home, telling everybody how great life was. And she wasn't putting on an act. She really believed it. She accepted Jesus Christ as her personal Lord and Savior. And I mean, she had a mission. Now, I'm of a different religion right now. I'm a Hindu. Sanatana Dharma, that's my thing. We believe in reincarnation, all that good stuff. But I mean, I know Christians, and they've got a lot of good stuff to put into the world too. Muslims, same way. You know, atheists, same way. We all have our gifts. We all have our different mindsets. We all have our different perspectives on the world. And that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, we all bring something to life different from other people. And that's great. That's beautiful. Whatever your mindset is, whatever your spirituality is, you promote it, use it in a positive way, and just go out there. That can be your ministry. Just experience the goodness of life in your own way, and just be out there telling other people, you know, life is too good to give up on. Don't throw in the towel, and do more than just keep busy, but focus on how can I be of service to another human being, and let that purpose fill your life. We got a lot of potential, I believe, in this world. A lot of things we can do. Don't give up. Don't give up. Thanks for dropping by. This is Ralph signing out. Catch you in the next stream of consciousness. Till later. God bless. No matter which God that you worship. Take care. Bye-bye.